forgiving is receiving. Forgiveness. When we forgive someone, we actually release ourselves. We free ourselves. When we truly forgive the others, and they might never say sorry, and for you to actually forgive them, that's where the true blessing happens. What would it look like for you if you were free, totally free, by forgiving someone? So we're going to start the meditation. Just take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Breathing in as deep as possible and exhaling completely. Taking another deep breath in and exhaling completely. And this time I invite you to bring your hands in a prayer position to your heart chakra. And with your eyes closed in your mind's eye, have a sense of yourself in front of you. And namaste yourself. Honoring the divine that you are. I invite you to take one hand and hold it on your heart chakra, and the other hand, place it somewhere in the body where it hurts. Maybe your belly, maybe the solar plexus. And this place, breathing into your heart, and as you exhale healing to that area that is vulnerable. Breathing in to your heart chakra. And exhale love and healing to that vulnerable place. Breathing in your life story into your heart, and exhaling love, acceptance into the place that is vulnerable. Breathing into your heart your sufferings, and exhaling to the place that is hurting. Continue to breathe in your sufferings, your pain, and exhaling the healing, the acceptance. The heart is the transformer. It transforms the poison into nectar. Breathing in your sufferings, exhaling love, acceptance, forgiveness. breathing in deeply your ancestral sufferings without being attached to the story. Breathing in, transforming in the heart, and exhaling to the place of vulnerability, the healing of ancestral wounds. Breathing in the healing into your heart, and as you exhale, overflowing with healing that emanates from within you. You are the source of your healing. You are the source of healing the world. Your ancestors and the future generations. You are the spring head of healing and acceptance. And with this being the spring head, the source of healing in the world, in your world, look in your mind's eye and bow down and thank all the people that have hurt you in your life. Every deed that has come upon you, that you've experienced, was here for your growth, for your transmuting the poison. Thank the people who have hurt you. And allow yourself to breathe out and release them. For as long as you keep on holding to the hurt and being justified at your pain, you are holding on to them. You're giving them the power over your life. So thank them and say to them inside, I release you, I forgive you, or I am willing to forgive, I'm willing to release you. You might just begin to contemplate the process of forgiveness. So thank them and declare, I am willing to begin the process of forgiveness. I am willing to begin the process of releasing. And most of all, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for being vulnerable and not knowing what to do. Forgive yourself for the deeds that you have done. Forgive yourself. As you forgive yourself, you begin to release. When we feel the hurt and the pain, if we don't forgive ourselves for feeling however we feel, then we cannot release anyone else. When we make them wrong, we make ourselves right. And there is no we anymore. There is the I. So bring love and compassion and forgiveness so that you can actually let go completely. Forgive yourself for feeling angry. That is just a doorway to compassion and forgiveness. Forgive yourself for feeling fearful. It's the doorway to being empowered and powerful. And the hatred that you feel, the hatred is the doorway to forgiveness. And the pain is the doorway of universal, deeper knowing. Any jealousy and envy, it's a doorway to compersion, true happiness, celebrating someone else's success. Your misery is the doorway to the true joy of the soul. Any resentments and indignation that you hold on to, any justifications, is the doorway to contentment, to pure, clear acceptance. As you heal yourself with love and compassion and acceptance, that is the greatest Tikkun Olam, the healing of the world, the righting of the world. Forgive yourself. And breathing into your heart consciously with a huge forgiveness bubble, maybe in the shape of a three-dimensional heart around you that is emanating from your heart and like a fountain cascading out of your crown and cascading around you in a three-dimensional heart that drops onto the world, onto the globe. And taking a moment to just breathe in whatever color or word or a sense, what healing qualities do you require right now? What healing qualities do you require right now? Is it a word, color, a gesture, an item? And allow yourself to receive that gift, to fill every cell of your being with this quality of healing. And bring that into your heart chakra. And bring your hands together in your heart chakra. And honor yourself. Namaste yourself. Have a sense that you are healed, thriving, vibrant. In the true essence of your being. Allow that to shine through you. And just breathe naturally. Take a deep breath in, smelling the air around you. Lick your lips. Ingest and taste. Ingesting air, spaciousness, the ether into your being. And with eyes gently opening, have a look around in a circle one way and another way. Questions are, what do you do when you are unable to forgive something and when you're unwilling to forgive? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If you do not forgive, you will be a prisoner of whatever hurt you have. You will be the one suffering. So forgiving someone is to release yourself. And that is the spiritual practice, is actually forgiving. Forgiving those who done you wrong. And it's very hard, I get that. On a personal level, it's really hard, and we've got to emancipate ourselves, and we've got to empower ourselves, and we've got to, become so empowered and to be able to say whatever truth we have. And that's on one level. But on a spiritual level, we have to forgive. If we don't, we become prisoners of them. And so your forgiveness releases you. You forgiving them doesn't mean that you condone, doesn't mean that you agree to what they've done, but you're releasing the hooks that they have over you. If you don't, you just carry on living in a suffering and reliving the suffering over and over, and in a way be stuck. Jewish religion is that they have in Yom Kippur a practice of something between a man or a human and its God. It's called Ben ha'adam le'elohav, contemplate. They have hurt you. Yes, you've got to acknowledge that. They have hurt you. They have done something, and they may never ask for forgiveness. I never knew how strong I was until I had to forgive someone who was never going to say, I'm sorry. Forgiving them is, in a way, acknowledging that they've got their own karma to do. And who knows, it may have been a blessing in disguise for you, because the teachings will come afterwards in a hindsight. You would learn, oh, that hurt actually enabled me to grow and become this greatest teacher, or that teaching that they gave me, which was very painful, may have facilitated something. There is a blessing in disguise, and it's really hard to forgive someone who have hurt you. From our wounded child, we want to hear, I'm sorry, I've done you wrong, please forgive me. And that may never come, so you've got to do that. You could also do the healing of the inner child by mantras, by other practices. There's a lot of healing of the inner child. On some level, we chose the person who hurt us. On some level, we are actually the source of our own reality. So even though I don't like it, and in my professional victimhood era, I would blame someone, but actually I see how I created that as well, how I created them, about someone behaving in a certain way. And of course, I was right about being right. But while I'm being right, I'm making that person wrong. So I thought, with all my training, and I can't make them see that they are what they've done. They come from a place and commitment of love. They come from a place and commitment to making it a better world, in the process trampling on a lot of people. So what I wanted to hear from that person, I went and delivered it to that person. Not with a sense of superiority, but with a sense of really, truly, I'm sorry for making you wrong. And you have to do that process with yourself, or you could do the Gestalt, where you have the person sitting on some cushions next to you, and you talk to them energetically. You talk to them, and you say everything that you had to say to them, all the wrongs that they've done, blaming, shaming, the whole lot. And then you can listen to their side of the story by going there and channeling that. And then coming back, go from a place of politically correct, saying, I'm sorry for making you wrong. I'm sorry for, not being the greatest whatever for you. So it really is about you taking responsibility. When you do that, taking responsibility completely without blaming, that will free you. I could look at a situation where I have been a victim and I'm so justified, and I can bring many reasons as to why I've been a victim of a situation. Or I can look at it and say, I caused it. I take full responsibility, not blame, responsibility. And that gives me this place of equanimity. That brings me freedom, and that releases the hooks that they have over me.
Wow.
Difference between compassion and forgiveness. Compassion is about being with someone else's suffering. It's an ability to be with. Forgiveness is releasing someone, is giving that graceful deed of releasing someone. Real forgiveness, you're giving up the right to use that again. So in an argument with another person, say with a love partner, once you really truly forgiven someone, your love partner, in an argument about that deed, you cannot bring that up because it is done, it's completed. But often we know that we drudge back up all the stories from the past in arguments. Being a responsible human being, or the ability of respondability, it means that you're giving up the right to use that once you have forgiven. Forgiveness releases you. If you really do the forgiveness for yourself, you're forgiving them because you know that will release you. Compassion is the ability to be with someone else's suffering. I cannot understand why they're doing something, but I'm accepting them just as they are and just as they are not for my expectations. They're perfect. It's us that have the problem. It's our stuff. So forgiving yourself is really paramount. Forgiving yourself for having a reaction, or being vulnerable, for maybe even choosing on some level in this incarnation to come to this, relationship or a family constellation that was not as honoring. A lot of people have been abused. Karmically, these people, these pushim, as you said, will get their, rightful karma. Not up to us to correct the karma. It's up to us to be graceful in this lifetime. The more grace we bring in, and forgiveness to ourselves, first of all, and to others, then the more forgiveness we do here. We have to draw the line in the sand and enough, because otherwise we just keep on fueling whatever hurt and pain. This side is hurting, that side is hurting. The same with the Arab-Israeli problem. You could see that. You've got to, at some point, draw the line, and both sides are hurting. Now let's work together. The person who is dealing with this, to do with someone to guide the Gestalt, the completion process of dealing, and really the first time to say everything that they should have said to that person in their face. They do that to the cushion or the chairs. They hit cushions in between. They really go cathartic process. So the Gestalt is really important. And then they go and do the same thing until the charge goes away. It can be very quick. Choosing of forgiveness is really important, because while you are harboring resentment, while you are contemplating revenge, it will always hurt you because you are keeping the pain in. If you choose to let go of the victimhood, then you're going to free yourself. And it's really, really important for you, so that you can start living your life free, so that you can start thriving regardless to what happened. And it may have been terrible. I've been trying to alleviate some of the pain of our parents. Sometimes the parents were quite abusive because the abused become the abuser. Carrying a lot of ancestral pain, not just last generation, but before. So it's really, really important to actually do this work and release yourself. If you don't, and you want to keep on being justified and holding on to the pain, you will never be free. You've got to free yourself by forgiving, or by contemplating the process of forgiveness for your own sake, not for them, for your own sake. There is a process of doing the Ho'oponopono, Hawaiian name for a very simple process. And the process goes like that. It's 4 statements. First statement is, person has hurt you. The person has hurt you and you're thinking about them. You say to them, I'm sorry. Second sentence, please forgive me. Third sentence, thank you. And the fourth sentence, I love you. It may be really hard, especially when someone has been vile and inhumane in their trespassing. You asking them for forgiveness for making them wrong. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. This will deal with your stuff about it, with your reaction, so that you are healing. So you can meditate on that, on each statement for as long as you need, for hours, for days, or for a few minutes. Or you could just go as a mantra, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You could do that. It really does work. It's incredible. And most important, you've got to forgive yourself and be gentle with yourself. In the synagogue, in Yom Kippur, I was so overwhelmed last year when I was there to see 4 times, and to do it 4 times, people bowing down and prostrating, full prostration on the floor when they're asking for forgiveness. And it's in the process when they're saying Chatati, Aviti, Pashati, the vidui, the confession. Really is important to release ourselves so that it's between the human being and our gods, apologizing for whatever it is that you have done, whatever deeds, even thinking about certain deeds. So just going through, because each of these is actually a doorway for releasing you. So acknowledging the words are really important. So there's a whole prayer. Saying these and admitting that actually we're quite nasty human beings ourselves. It really brings the freedom. So the victim, or when I'm a victim to something, actually, you know, I have been thinking, harboring badly, or harboring bad thoughts, negative thoughts at someone. That is an evil deed that I have done to someone whom, if I'm thinking of myself as a spiritual being, I need to forgive myself for that. In that chapter, even if you don't go to the synagogue, especially nowadays, just doing that 4 times, saying it out loud, admitting that you have been nasty towards people, you have been harboring contempt towards people, that you have been gossiping about someone, that you have been quite nasty or rebellious about something, that will release you. Just saying it, admitting it between yourself and the divine. So do that as a practice. And bowing down on the floor, putting your forehead on the earth. In the synagogue, they put a shawl. So you can take a shawl and place it there, and, you know, and really put a full prostration, your forehead on the earth, bowing down completely, surrendering completely, letting that go, letting your hurt go. Because while you are holding on to your hurt, while you're being right, you're making them wrong. And that's a crime against humanity. You're the one that will put things right in this world. So you've got to be really stepping into the grace, into the light that you really are, and shine in the darkness. Shine. Let your light really show how the fire of your love and compassion and forgiveness can burn and purify any hurt, any evil deeds that have been done. It can purify that. And you have the power to do that.
Wow.
Why you have to ask for forgiveness for someone who has done you wrong is because you are making him or her wrong. You asking for forgiveness, you're actually transcending above the personality level, and you're going into that graceful realm of unity consciousness when there is no separation. You are him, he is you, or her. We are one. So if he or she hurt you, then you hurt yourself and you've hurt them. If you feel hurt about someone, energetically ask for forgiveness. You don't know if you believe in karma, if you believe in reincarnation, you may have chosen to come to this life and, you know, relive that. Maybe the order has changed. We don't know. Okay? But basically, you will give yourself the power when you ask for forgiveness and you release someone that they've hurt you. You are the graceful one. So that's the way of Tikkun Olam. That's in the Kabbalah, that's in the process of landmark, that's in all the spiritual teachings. So you can either do it and free yourself, or be right, justified, and suffer. It's your choice. Ask yourself, what does it serve me having this hurt or pain? What is the payoff that I get from being right, from being a victim, from being hurt? If the payoff outweighs the benefits that I get from being free, then that will keep that in place. When you get to see that payoff, what does it serve me? I get PT from people, I get attention, whatever it is. When you see that and you name it, it will give you an access to become free of it. So look as what does it serve to being a victim, to being hurt, to being right. If I am right, I'm making them wrong. And that comes from a world of separateness. There's me and the world against. But when I am at one with the world, there's us and there's we. And that brings me to the couple. So forgiveness in couples. There's a very long process that we do where a person asks the one is, have I done anything to hurt or upset you? And that is the process that we guide. And then, of course, at the end is, I'm sorry for hurting you. Please forgive me, and bowing down. But an argument with the couple or an argument with a child, if that was the last time I'm with them, how do I want to be with them? Moment is the only moment. We don't know what's going to happen. Really, we don't. Nowadays, people are waking up all over the world thinking, oh my God, this could be the last moment. Yeah, it has been like that forever. It can be the last moment, Khalila v'chas. And if that was the last moment with them or the last interaction, how do I want to be with them? How do I want them to remember me? What karma am I taking with me? Or how do I want to remember them? I don't want to bring that suffering upon someone. So I have to get off my high horse, swallow my pride and my ego, and say, I'm sorry for making you wrong. Between couples, love partners, it doesn't matter if you are right, if you think that you're right, because the truth is neither here nor there. You've got your truth, they've got their truth. And if someone observed from the outside, their truth is up there somewhere else. So there is no ultimate truth when it comes to argument between love partners, because we all each bring a baggage of our own interpretations, our own life story, our own experiences. So in an argument, doesn't matter that I'm right because I'm making him or her wrong. If that was the last time we interacted. There is no I in a couple. There's a we and there's us. The couple is sacred and sacrosanct. There is us and we. The only time that I would now contemplate having an I is when I take full 100% responsibility for any disharmony. It's my complete responsibility, not blame, responsibility. So that's when I do take the I am responsible for that. I'm responsible for how the relationship went from a ship to a shit. Someone at the shop or a guard at the door at the shop. They're not your punch bag. They're not your vomitizing bag. You cannot exercise on them your bad feelings. You've got to transmute them, and you've got to be graceful and kind, and that creates more grace and kindness and love. Everybody who's reacting, they're just hurting. So, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale completely. Have a sense that you are being touched, stroked gently on your forehead, your hair. You may touch your own face, maybe your shoulders, stroking yourself the way you want to be touched. As if though you're a very young child. Being held, being caressed, being nourished, being totally cared for. You are safe. You are loved. You are safe. You are loved. You are safe. You are loved. You can say those words or the words you long to hear to yourself. And saying the words, I forgive, accept, and love myself. I forgive, accept, and love myself. I forgive, accept, and love myself. I forgive and release. All pain is leaving me. I forgive and release. All pain is leaving me. I forgive and release. All pain is leaving me. I allow myself to heal. I allow myself to heal. I allow myself to heal. Breathing deeply. You are perfect, whole and complete.